He wasn't elected. He didn't seize power in a coup. Adolf Hitler was handed the keys to Germany by men who thought they could control him. On January 30th, 1933, Hitler became Chancellor. Within months, democracy was dead. This is the story of the biggest political miscalculation in human history. Germany in 1933 was broken. The Great Depression had destroyed the economy. 6 million people were unemployed. Families were starving. The government was paralyzed. Coalition after coalition collapsed. And in the chaos, 2 extremist parties were rising: the Communists on the left, the Nazis on the right. Adolf Hitler had built the Nazi Party from nothing. He was a gifted speaker. He told Germans what they wanted to hear, that their suffering wasn't their fault, that Jews, communists, and foreign powers had stabbed Germany in the back. By 1932, the Nazis were the largest party in parliament, but they didn't have a majority. Hitler demanded to be made chancellor. President Hindenburg refused. He called Hitler a Bohemian corporal and said he'd never give him power. But behind the scenes, conservative politicians were scheming. Men like Franz von Papen, aristocrats, businessmen, old money elites, thought they had a brilliant plan. Make Hitler chancellor, surround him with conservatives in the cabinet, use his popularity to crush the communists, then push him aside when he was no longer useful. They thought Hitler was a puppet, a tool, a loudmouth they could manage. On January 30th, 1933, they convinced the 85-year-old Hindenburg to appoint Hitler as chancellor. Von Papen reportedly said, "We've hired him." It was the worst miscalculation in modern history. Hitler moved fast. 4 weeks later, the Reichstag, Germany's parliament building, burned to the ground. The Nazis blamed the communists. Historians still debate who really set the fire. It didn't matter. Hitler used the crisis to suspend civil liberties. Freedom of speech, gone. Freedom of the press, gone. The right to assemble, gone. He called for new elections. Nazi stormtroopers terrorized voters. Opposition leaders were arrested or beaten. In March, Parliament passed the Enabling Act, giving Hitler the power to make laws without their approval. Democracy was over. In 60 days. The conservatives who thought they'd control Hitler, sidelined, silenced, some eventually murdered. Von Papen spent the rest of his life trying to explain how he got it so wrong. What followed was the darkest chapter in human history. That's history. Follow for more.